I want you to be able to make big assignment fees. But in order for you to make big assignment fees, you're going to have backup plans in place. Now, in the process of making big assignment fees, what I do not want you to do is to screw over sellers. There's a lot of unethical, gross people in this space. We do not need more of them. So please take care of your sellers and make sure you're doing what's right by them if you're going to make money off of wholesaling their deal, their property. Now, what I mean by a backup plan in place is, I missed that log. What I mean by a backup plan is that there's going to be times where your deal is going to get to the closing table and you're going to have a problem. Maybe that's with the seller, maybe that's with the end buyer, maybe that's with the real estate agent, or maybe, you're just finding out that you're wholesaling a deal that's in a state where assignment is regulated. And if you're like panicking right now thinking, oh my God, is my state regulated? Is assignments regulated in my state? Most likely not, but there's actually also a really good chance too. Most states are not regulated at all, but there's a good handful that are, and it's becoming more and more regulated as time goes by. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning, rightfully so, because there's a lot of unethical, gross people in this space. Now, there's a few different ways that you can still keep the deal together and still get your fee from the assignment, well, from wholesaling it rather, because the assignment's restricted. But two of the three that I know of are hard to pull off unless you already have a title company lined up that allows for them. And those two that are hard to pull off are pass-through funding and blind HUDs, but we'll get to those on another video. Now, why you ought to do pass-through funding or do the blind HUD method is because it doesn't cost you any money to do. You can do this for free. The third option that we will talk about today, though, is double closing your deal. Try and hit this one. I need to take my time. One more. Yeah. Now, to keep this simple, double closing your deal is actually exactly what it sounds like. You're closing your deal double, 2 times. But what you're going to do is you're going to buy the property from the seller, and then you're going to sell the property to your end buyer all in the same day. And instead of having an assignment fee from an assignment contract, you're just taking the difference in the sales price, or the buy price and the sales price. And I understand that a lot of people probably got scared when I just said that. I don't have money to purchase a house, is what a lot of people are going to think. But that's okay, because I have the money to purchase that house for you, and I will take a small fee on the back end if the deal closes. And if it doesn't close, oh well, you don't pay me anything. So what you're essentially going to do here is you're going to buy the property, sell it same day, like I said, using my money, okay? You're going to come to me whenever you have to do this. Again, you do not need me most of the time. You will not need me for 90 to 99% of your deals if you're wholesaling correctly, unless you just love me so much that you just want me to fund all your deals for you, then like I love you too. So now I'm going to go over 3 things. How do you do it? What's needed from you? And what do you need to qualify? And so to start out with, how do you do it? Well, instead of going and getting an assignment, okay, let me back up. When you typically wholesale a deal, you get a purchase and sales agreement, a PSA. You have that between you and the seller, right? Pretty normal stuff. And then what you have written up for you is an assignment contract. And that's what you have between yourself and the end buyer, because you're signing the purchase and sales agreement to the end buyer. In a double close though, you actually have to have a purchase and sales agreement with the seller. Then you also have a separate purchase and sales agreement with your buyer, because you are buying it and then you are selling it. You're not buying it and then assigning it. And that's it. That's all you need to double close a deal. You just need 2 purchase and sales agreements, one between you and the seller, one between you and the end buyer. And to do this correctly, obviously to make money in the deal, you need to make sure there's a spread between the 2 deals, right? So if you get a property under contract at $100,000 and you want to double close it and make money on the back end, well, you'd want that at, like, let's say $120,000 or something like that. $20,000 spread, there's your assignment fee. Not assignment fee, but you know what I'm saying? Now, what is needed from you? I mean, I actually just kind of answered that question. You just need 2 purchase and sales agreements. That's literally it. As soon as you have both of those signed, you send it to me, I approve it, we fund it, you make your money. That's literally it. Now, how do I get paid, by the way? So to be transparent with you, I charge 1.5%, okay? And that's only based on the price that you are buying it for, not the price that you are selling it for. So in this example, I would be basing that off of the $100,000, not the $120,000. That's your assignment. That's your fee that you're making. We're just gonna call it a fee. So to quick math that, if we're basing 1.5%, which is my fee, off of that $100,000, that's $1,500. Okay, now remember, you are making 20,000 between that 100,000 and that 120. That's 20,000 difference. You are making $20,000. I am making 1,500. So what that means at the end of the day, out of your 20,000, again, you pay me nothing out of pocket. Out of that $20,000 that you are making, you're going to pay me 1,500, which leaves you with 18,500. That's a good deal. And lastly, this thing's heavy. That's why I'm grabbing it like in the middle instead of the end. Hold on, watch. Okay, yeah, I ain't doing that. And lastly, what you need to qualify to double close is actually literally just those two PSAs again. I don't check your credit. I don't care about your background. None of that stuff. If there's a deal and you're clearly making money in that deal and enough to pay us out and you're still like walking away like with your pockets full, that's all I care about. Love you. Also, don't judge the size of my log, okay? It's at least average.